child protection policy is fairly narrow, and people sort of wonder, well, how is that going to impact when you're talking about an Australian government policy? How does that impact in another country? And then, of course, have that flow-on effect to children. So I think a good example is BRAC. They're an international NGO in Bangladesh, a very large NGO, and they employ over 125,000 staff, and they have universities and shops and banks and a huge microfinance and education program. And they come into contact with over 5 million children a day. Now, as they're an AusAID funded project, then they're expected to meet these child protection compliance standards. So they need to become a child safe organisation in order to receive Australian government money. So this is a massive task, one because of not only because of the size of this organisation, but because of the cultural issues in Bangladesh around domestic staff, children employed as domestic staff. So back in 2006, there was a report, and out of the 2 million domestic staff in Bangladesh, 13%, and this is probably underestimated, are children, and 99% of those children are working from 7 to 9 in the evening, and the youngest report, the minimum age was 6. So BRAC knew that there was probably a good percentage of their staff that would actually employ children within their organisation. So immediately they would be breaching a child protection policy. So rather than making this policy, which can happen, just a shelf document only, they decided to really look within and how were they going to deal with this, cultural norm of employing children. And their human rights and their legal team worked really hard in, working out a bit of a staggered plan and how to train the staff around children's rights, but also encouraging the staff to develop contracts that were aware of, child rights, so the right to play and food and, minimal hours and things like that. So that's kind of one example how, even in the, say Bangladesh's population, that's a small drop in the ocean, but this systems approach, you just sort of drop in and it does have a ripple effect and hopefully gets down to the child in the end.